What's up, you guys? This is Zay Brooks, and this is episode 20 of a show that I do not know the title to yet. Today, what I want to talk about is the law of giving and the abundance that flows from it. And what I mean by giving is opportunities, friendships, relationships. Why is it the first thing that we think is, what can I take from this? What's the value that I can extract before I give? Oh, there's a community that I get to be a part of. What's in it for me first before I share anything that I have? And it goes a lot deeper than we think, because a lot of times it's subconscious because it lives in a scarcity mindset. Oh my goodness, there's this opportunity I can't tell anybody else about, or I can't share with anybody else, or when I make it, I can't tell any of my competitors around me what the industry is like because you're going to take that from me and then I'm going to have nothing. It's scarcity. And I'll give some examples, right? It's not like I'm going to sit here and tell, another content creator the secrets as to why I specifically, have success. But I think gatekeeping information or even acting like you have this hoarding mindset where value, information, knowledge, money, opportunities, you keep that all to yourself. God and the universe and my anecdotal experience will see that and say, okay, all right, well, you enjoy those things. Those are yours to have. I had other things planned, but you just choose to take and not give. Okay, well, then that's pretty much all the blessings that's going to come your way. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I'll share this really quick. Sometimes making these videos are a lot more frustrating than you think. I'm in nature, right? So a lot of the times there's people coming by on a trail and seeing a tripod and this guy talking on his mic. But this is what I want to do. Sometimes there's animals around. I hear a squirrel behind me. I'm not afraid of squirrels, but, in nature, you deal with what goes on in nature, and that's including other people. So I guess this is to say, I want this. Like, I enjoy doing this so much so that I'm not scared to be embarrassed by people walking on a trail. I'm not scared of, animals bothering me. I don't know. No matter what it is that you choose to do, there's going to be some sort of reason as to why you shouldn't. Oh, there's people looking at me. Oh, this squirrel here is scaring me because it's right next to me and it might bite me. Oh, the wind, it's so windy and it doesn't make any sense. And the camera's going to, you can make excuses time and time again. But if you really want to do something, nothing will stop you. Nothing. And yeah, I'm talking about little things here and there, people walking by. But I guess it's more so a lot of the times it's not the physical things that stop us from chasing our dreams. It's the things that we think in our heads about the perceptions of other people, right? If people are walking by on this trail, I could be like, man, I feel embarrassed right now. Like, what am I doing? And then I stop the video, I go home, and nothing comes from this. So anyways, that's all to say, when you see these people record or make businesses or whatever, it's not all stars and gold and glitter. Like, there are times where you have to stick your neck out and do unprecedented things to get unprecedented results. So I'm just giving you a depth because all you see is me in this camera. So I'm just trying to give you a little bit of depth into the things that I do in order to get these videos out to you guys, which I really enjoy doing. So the law of giving, right? I had always heard this before. When you are in an opportunity where you get to meet new people and experience new things, join a new community, it's very important that you give first before you take. And that's something I really had to learn. I think that's when you get a little bit more self-awareness, a little bit better perception of self and reality. It's like as you grow in spirituality, you see, okay, yeah, I am kind of taking more than I should give. Or this is a perfect opportunity for me to show that I'm willing to give to be a part of something greater, whether that's a team, my basketball team, whether that's, a video game community, a card community, my family, a group of friends, right? I think people can catch on pretty quickly when you choose to just take time and time again. The abundance that flows from giving first is something that I can't begin to explain unless you've done it yourself. Because either you're on the side where you take and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, or you give and you see the fruits of your giving. And it's very hard to explain because there's no real way. I can give you real life examples, which I will here in a second, but a lot of people, including God, including the universe, including the ether that we live in, they all understand when you live in an abundance mindset, which means that you're willing to give, versus, oh my God, opportunities are coming left and right that I have to take full advantage of and not tell anybody else about. Oh, how'd I get this? None of your business. I don't care. Oh, this money, I have to keep it. Someone's going to take it from me. And if I spend it on somebody else, then I won't have any more money. And then that means that my job and life, scarcity. That's the difference. And that subconsciously stops people from giving. Even to myself, I have to check myself sometimes, right? Like, I want to take my family out to eat, my whole family. And in my head, I'm like, man, that's a lot of money, 4 mouths to feed plus friends or plus, they bring a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's like, okay, well, man, I'm only 1 mouth to feed versus 6. why should I? But I realize this is something that I enjoy doing, being of service to others, right? And yes, I guess through the medium of money, I was able to serve my family dinner at a restaurant, right? But living under the abundance of wanting to serve others, I think that's the whole point of a human's existence, is to glorify God by giving their talents to the world and being of service to other people in any endeavor. And I think whenever you have these moments where you feel scarcity, or you feel like you shouldn't give and you want to take, or you want to hoard and gatekeep, you have to remember that God's love and his gift to you is something for you to share with the world. So, and I guess you're thinking, well, sharing it doesn't mean that I have to tell them about how I got it. Yes, I guess that's true. But living under the mindset of giving, right? I'll make a perfect example for the company that I work for, Babita, right? We do the trivia. I've been doing it for about almost a year now. I had noticed that when we go to other man on the street trivia channels, we shake their hands and we're talking to them. And in my head, I was like, okay, well, like that's cool and all, but it kind of should just be high and by. No, my business partners, they actually go up to a lot of these people and shake hands, talk business strategy, talk about not necessarily collabs, but like what makes their brand or their page tick, or what gives them, I guess, the edge in a sense. And it's broad terms. You're not telling them your whole game plan, right? For example, football team, if I'm one quarterback and I'm talking to another quarterback, I'm not going to tell him all the plays and tendencies of my guys. I might tell him an overview of what it takes to be a successful, team or a successful quarterback, right? That's more so what I'm saying. I'm not saying to give all the secrets of everything, the secret Krabby Patty formula to your opponent. But anyways, I digress. It's important that giving, it comes back tenfold, right? And so you say, well, you're giving the trivia to this other company. Aren't they going to use that to their advantage? Well, if you think about it like this, there are so many people on this planet and so many people that enjoy trivia content. It's living in abundance that more people will enjoy your guys' content regardless. If they enjoy a competitor's, I don't know what that is. If they enjoy a competitor's trivia, who's to say that they won't look for more trivia and end up finding our page and end up liking what we do more than what they do? So the flow of abundance, the pure potentiality of what can and will exist, is not worth hoarding and worrying about things that are out of your control. So that's an example where I had thought, and I asked my business partner, man, you guys are just kind of like telling them, what makes us a good company. And they're like, yeah, well, in our opinion, we don't necessarily see them as competition. And if they are, there's a lot of people to view our content in the first place. So we're not really worried about that. We live in abundance. And I was like, man, that's facts. And so that helped me out in my life. When a lot of smaller content creators come up to me and ask what I do, or, my journey, I do my best not to gatekeep and share information that I wish I knew when I was in their position, when they were just starting out. I've been doing content for 3 years now. And so on the flip side, right, I'm not expecting this, but my hope is that as I give to someone who's just starting out, the big content creator or the big business owner or whoever pours into me the same way I would pour into somebody else. It's the law of giving. It's a flow in the universe. It's the way life and nature is, right? It's like the food chain, everybody gives. And it's like sometimes they have to give their life to it. And I know this is a weird analogy, but I'm just trying to show you that the flow of giving happens in life. I'm giving these trees, carbon dioxide, and they're giving me oxygen. Every cell in my body, they're all sharing the same cells, trying to preserve the life of me, right? And I'm getting this inspiration from the book that I just finished, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Chopra. His last name's Chopra. And it talks about the law of giving. And this is the one that opened up to me the most, because I realize in my life, the more you give is the more you get. But you have to have zero insistence on the outcome when you give, because that's in vain, right? That's why those people, they say, oh, they record people and they go up and they feed the homeless, or they, give a homeless a haircut, but they're doing it for the views. I don't really know the answer of whether or not this X person is doing it for the views or doing it for the person. I think it just comes down to intentionality and desire, which was a different law in the book. And it basically talks about, if you choose to live with the purpose of serving others with the talent that God gave you, and you create an intention of who it is that you want to be and where it is that you want to go, the other law, the pure potentiality of what can take place in your life, there's no reason as to why you shouldn't give. I can't repeat all that, but you might need to go back to really understand what I said. I'll try. If you have purpose and intentionality of who you want to be, and understand that the potentiality of life is so vast and infinite, there's no reason as to why you should hoard information, opportunities, money, advice, just life in general. There's no reason why you should just take. It's like living against your higher self. It's like living in the opposite of nature, of the way your cells work, of the way of a relationship with nature, of the way animals' relationship with other animals in nature. Life is all about giving. If you truly want to think about it like that, if you live in the mind state of abundance, if you really think about it, right? And we all want money. We all want financial freedom. We all want the cars and the houses, whatever. There's so much money to go around. Truly, so much money. We have all the opportunity, especially Americans, you know, in the with capitalism and all the things that we have, chasing the money. I can't speak for other countries. We have the full and ample opportunity to be whoever it is that we want to be. And I think that's the American dream. And that's just based on my anecdotal experience, right? I don't want to hurt some of your guys' feelings, but I think there is nothing about who I am, being Black, being Latino, being vegan, being spiritual, you know, coming from a middle-class family. I don't think there's any reason as to why I can't be whoever it is that I want to be. So why would I sit here and try to gatekeep? It's like I'm proclaiming to the universe, I will never get another opportunity or money or anything like this, so I need to hold on to what's mine. And it dawns on me so much. I'm like, man, where in my life do I hold on to things and feel like I need to hoard it because I don't want anybody else to have it, and I gatekeep? You know, it's just, I don't think that's really fair to myself. I don't think that's fair to my higher self. I don't think that's fair to God, who's trying to ultimately give me opportunities to practice my purpose and the things that I enjoy doing on this planet. Yeah. I think a lot of the times when we have opportunities, we end up projecting our own reality onto other people. And for example, right, one of my boys, he had this opportunity and it ended up not happening at the last second, and he blamed everyone else. And he's a good guy, and you know, it happens subconsciously, but point is, we feel as though opportunities come and go and they won't come back. So then we project when we finally do get something that we can't share with other people. It's like the flow of reality, right? Sometimes it didn't come through, right? But let's say the next opportunity comes through and he's like, okay, you know what? Now it's a circle of life. You know, I should probably try to, you know, maybe give anything. I don't know what to give. I can't tell the person what to give. But then they're saying, man, you know, no, I don't want to give. Now they're stopping the flow of life, you know? And okay, and then they're like, okay, well, the flow has stopped. You know, it can't keep coming through because you're not giving. And you know, you're probably asking me, Zay, what are you talking about? Like, how do I give? I think the most important part is not just giving when you have something, but giving when the most minuscule thing could be something that somebody needed, right? Going up to somebody and giving them a compliment or giving them a hug or telling them how much you appreciate them, or that's just one example of the smallest things that you could do to give to somebody, you know? I don't know, somebody drops some papers on the ground and you pick that up, and then it's like you naturally end up doing good deeds, but not because you think something good's going to come back. It's just because you understand the flow of life, and that in order for you to get, you need to give. You can't just keep getting and never give because it stops the flow. So trying to find ways where you can give, like, I think there's so many opportunities left and right to be able to give. And, you know, I take it to my own life as me as a content creator. I know I just said this 5 minutes ago, but anybody looking for advice on what it is to be an entrepreneur, or to try to be on your journey to reach financial freedom, or to take that leap of faith from being an employee to an entrepreneur, I'm here for you guys. Like, I think honestly, for the people that are watching this, I don't really get that many views as of this moment in April of 2026. I think you guys use this opportunity to ask me what life is like, especially if you're just getting off the ground. I'm past that. I'm already off the ground. I'm a few years into this. So I think I'm a great resource for you to be able to ask me questions. I have the email that's wide open for you guys. My Instagram's wide open. I check all my DMs. I check all my requests. It's a great opportunity for you guys to use somebody like me, and for me to give you advice that I think you would utilize or you would need. Or maybe some of you are actually taking this show or listening to me and you're like, I don't even care what this guy's talking about. And I'm thankful for that, because you get to strengthen your beliefs as to why you don't agree with me and what you really want to do and who you really want to be. So ultimately, by just giving your gift, I feel like my gift is bringing people together, right? Getting people to think and converse and hang out and enjoy themselves. I think just because you don't agree with what I have to say, it doesn't mean that you can't resonate with what I'm saying and ultimately strengthen your beliefs, even if it doesn't align with what I have to say. So That's all to say, in my own eyes, right? In terms of content creation, I don't want to gatekeep because I understand I could stop the flow. I've met creators before. I promise you, we're at huge events and I'm asking questions, right? And I can just feel the energy. It's like they don't really care. Either they don't really care and I'm assuming that they live in this scarcity mindset, or simply put, what my intuition tells me is that they're afraid to share this information because if too many people hop in the space, especially where they're at, they feel like they'll take their views. And so that's a scary thing to deal with. But if you live in abundance, right? In the book, the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, it's a really small book. I'd really advise it. It talks about the law. I just lost my train of thought. It talks about the law of purpose, right? If your purpose is to do X, Y, and Z, right? A cheetah doesn't believe that it's fast. A cheetah is fast, if that makes sense. A cheetah doesn't need to go and say, oh, and tell everybody, yo, I'm fast. The cheetah is fast, so it does things that a fast animal does. So in my head, if I'm a entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, and a famous content creator and an acknowledged content creator, it's not that I believe I am, I already am. That's the true law of manifestation, is living in the visualization that you really feel like you are that individual 24/7, 365. And if that were to be the case, right? If I'm a successful content creator right now and I'm financially free, why would I gatekeep information? I already made it. In my mind's eye, my higher version of myself, I already made it. So why would I not give to somebody else that's young and hungry and asking for advice? It seems like a no-brainer to me. But only if you truly live in a mind state where you feel like you can do anything that you want to do and you really feel like you are that person that you always dream of. So that's why, yeah, it is a little difficult to do what I'm saying. Genuinely give without thinking, what am I going to get after I give, or what am I going to get before I choose to give? You know, it's easier said than done, but I think it's something that we really pay attention to. And in my own life, I know that I don't do it the best as I can, and I need to realize the flow, especially money, right? We love talking about money. The flow of money, it comes and goes, right? It comes and goes, especially if you choose to let the money flow into things that can bring back assets, flowing it into investments, not just hoarding all the money in your bank account, pouring into other people, right? My little brother has this idea where he wants to get into the Pokemon card TCG space, and I want to invest in him and pour in him, because who knows what that could come out of by him just choosing to be that type of person. I want to invest in him, whether that's capital, using my network to give him better opportunities to figure out who he wants to be and how it all works, the industry of selling cards. That's just one example of giving is a cycle, right? You can't stop the flow of the cycle by gatekeeping, being envious of other people, hoarding information or opportunities. Imagine there's an opportunity that you can't have and you don't share it with anybody else because you feel like, oh, that's not my opportunity, then nobody else can have it. Oh, I see stuff all the time for like creative directing and editing and being a filmer for streaming, and they're talking about money. That's not something that I necessarily want. I want to be in front of the camera, right? I want to be a content creator. I want to be the person that gives stuff to editors, gives stuff to filmers to do. So do I look at that and say, wow, that's a big opportunity. That's not something I want to do, so I'm just going to act like I didn't see it. No, I'm going to share it with people who I think could benefit from something like that. And this is just my anecdotal experience. If you're a person that is an employee that works 9 to 5, I think there are so many opportunities in your life where you can give. Whether that's just buying coffee for somebody and it's $5 and he says, what's your Venmo? And you say, don't worry about it. Or giving somebody that you feel like really needs a compliment or really needs like a pick me up, or I don't know, like just when you live, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like a mindset. It's like a flow of being. Naturally, you end up doing good deeds and your karmic debt's really good and God sees that. And then now you start to talk about who you want to be and the things that you want to do. And God's like, man, you know, I do see you working and giving without expecting anything in return. That's just who you are. It's a mindset change that you made. Here's this opportunity. Let's see if you can take full advantage of that. And it's hard because, you know, you're like, okay, I want to start giving, Zay. I want to start giving. Then you start to give and you're like, well, okay, I can't wait for this to happen. I just gave this homeless man some Chipotle. Oh, I can't wait for the job that I wanted to come through. That's not how it works. And I don't want you to think that's how it works, because God works in mysterious ways. I think if you set an intentionality and desire for what it is that you want and let go and trust God and then just give wherever you see fit, I promise you everything will work out exactly how it's supposed to. That's the law of attraction in essence. Catch yourself, man. Catch yourself if you're not giving when you should. And your intuition tells you, right? There might be a situation where your intuition is like, no, I don't really feel that. I don't feel like that person would really appreciate me giving to them. Trust yourself, right? But really come down and have these moments where you talk to yourself in your own mind's eye and say, is this a situation where I can give? Or am I gatekeeping here for no reason? Am I not showing love for no reason? Whatever you want, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. If you want acknowledgement from other people, if you want praise, if you want success, that's something that you need to give so you're a part of the cycle. How could you ever expect to be a part of something when all you do is just take? It's like the cycle's going and then you're like, oh, give me that. Oh, a little piece of information. Oh, a little bit of money. Oh, a little bit of this. It's like you're just a bystander, not even really being a part of it. Whatever you want, you have to join the cycle of, just like life, right? If you want to receive, you have to give, because you'll feel like you're getting, but in comparison to what can happen when you choose to just abundantly give and join the cycle, I promise you things that you wouldn't even fathom would begin to happen in your life. And like I said, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, try giving a little more. I don't know. If you have zero idea what I'm talking about, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that might be something that you need to check yourself on. This stuff never happens for me. This and never this and negative thought mindset, scarcity mindset. No wonder why you're not able to give, because you're not in the cycle of abundance. You're not in the cycle of giving. You're in the cycle of taking. You're in the cycle of scarcity. It's two different sides, and there's a big fence in between. It's like when you get to the other side, it's like, man, this feels awesome. Like this feels like something I really was meant to do. And giving your gifts to people and giving your time and attention and energy to people that you feel as though deserve it. It sounds so simple, but yet it's easier said than done. So I check myself in my own life. I'm not telling you guys these things as if I have all the answers and got it all figured out. I'm just trying to give you thought-provoking concepts and things that you can resonate with in your own life. The law of giving genuinely and authentically is so powerful. So powerful. Opportunities come and go. Don't let God's testing you, right? Let's say you give, right? You give, and then something happens where you're like, this opportunity just didn't come through, and you're like, that's because I was giving too much. And then you go back to taking, right? God will sometimes test you. The universe will test you to see if you really passed the lesson, if you really are in that law of abundance, if you really are in the law of giving. It will test you and be like, so you said you were in the law of giving, but I threw a little wrench at you just to see how you'd feel, and now you're back to taking. You reverted to what you've once done before. Let me take. Everybody has their moment. I just saw a video where this young lady, she was an actor, and she was explaining that it was always between her and another woman, or not the same woman, but like different women for this specific lead role. And she was like, it's always the other women. Why can it never be me? I need to be the one. Like, and I understand, I trust God, I trust myself, but I'm venting. Bro, I swear to you, every single famous female actor you could possibly imagine. I'm talking like the Emma Watsons and like, it's leaving my head, the one from Avatar. Anyways, they were in the comments saying, it's okay, we've all been through the same thing before. You just have to wait your turn and practice patience. And in the meantime, give. And when it's your turn, the amount of abundance that you receive is something you could never fathom. And it dawned on me. It was my spiritual lesson for the day. And that's why I want to talk to you guys about it, is even when things don't go right, we walk by faith and not by sight. So we choose to give even though our reality, our time linear reality, doesn't look like a place that we're a part of the cycle just yet. Anything and everything is possible. Your life can change in an instant, and then you act like this was the life that you always knew. When meanwhile, a year ago, you were crying and complaining and hoping for a better life. It's just, you understand what I mean when I say anything can happen in this life. So choose to give even though it doesn't seem like it's your turn just yet. Flow in abundance and give. If you have no money to give, if you have no possessions or whatever to give, giving your time, attention, energy, compliment, praise, acknowledgement, affection. There's a lot of things that are free that you can give. Show love. I even check myself on social media. Why am I not showing love? And I try to figure out that reasoning. Is it because I'm afraid that they're taking something from me? No, I don't think so. But I'm having this conversation with myself, and that's what's super important. A lot of people, they just subconsciously don't even realize that they're in the scarcity cycle. They're not even in that abundance giving cycle. They're not in it. Provide service to people Some of the best jobs that people have ever received is when they gave free work to their employer for a month, 2, 3 months. One of my boys, he works for this AI company, a startup. They're about to IPO in just a second. Good money involved. And he was like, yeah, I gave free labor for like 45 days. Like sometimes in order to get, especially from people that are very perceptive, right? And people that have been around the block, they can see takers a mile away. Giving at the very beginning, it takes you a lot farther than trying to give once you got. It paints a completely different picture. So, where are we at? All right, so I want to do a guided meditation. So if you guys don't mind, finding somewhere on the ground, on your bed, say crisscross applesauce, whatever feels comfortable. And what I want you guys to do is take 3 deep breaths with me. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And what I want you to do for the next 60 to 90 seconds, I want you to figure out as many ways as possible that you can give to loved ones, family, friends, random people, people that you admire, potential mentors. I'm going to just give you a minute. If you find your mind trailing off, come back to the mantra, I am here now. Allow those thoughts to pass, and then come back to the task at hand. And to think, you don't need to have money, you don't need to have all these possessions to give the way you were thinking. Some of them, yeah, I guess they are money, but manifesting in the law of attraction, you'll have that soon enough. Giving for what you can right now, you'll get back tenfold. But as long as you understand you're not doing it because of what you're getting back, you truly want to live in abundance and give because you can. You can open your eyes now. I appreciate you guys. I genuinely hope I'm getting better at these. And, like I said, in the middle ground, a lot of people were happy for me and they supported me at the beginning. And there are people that still support me right now. But the middle ground is a lonely road. So a lot of the times you have to check yourself and understand, did I give a good video? What can I get better at? And who am I aiming to be? I have to hold myself to a certain standard and have self-discipline when nobody else is around. I'm not getting that many views right now, to be honest with you, but I'm still pushing. And in my mind's eye, I understand that this channel has has millions of subscribers. And there's a community of people in the comments that just talk and share love and share positivity in the chat. And it's a community that has slowly been built, but I'm forever thankful for. So, and I'm nowhere near close to that right now. But I walk by faith and not by sight, and my soul does not live in a linear timeline. So I already understand my highest self. We exist in a reality where that is true. All the things that I said are true. So what do I do in the meantime? I give. I acknowledge, I show love, and I let go and let God. Join the cycle of abundance. Choose to give. Choose to give. All right. Life is good. Life is truly, truly good. All right. I'll see you guys next time.